The two most important back exercises you should be doing if you only have your body weight, you don't have any expensive gym equipment, and you only have 30 minutes a day, these two back exercises should be in your home exercise routine. So the first most important exercise are rows. If you're working out at home and doing calisthenics, I bet you're doing a bunch of push-ups. Or if you're working out at the gym, you're probably doing heavy dumbbell or barbell bench presses. What ends up happening when you work out your chest and you neglect your back is you end up having an anterior tilt, which is basically bad posture. And what ends up happening, you're getting shoulder pain, shoulder impingement, and stuff like that. So the only way to reverse that is by doing rows. Rows are the ideal back exercise because it's the pulling motion and it's basically the opposite of a push up. Guys, it's so easy to neglect your back because to do push ups, so easy. You can just drop down and do push ups. You can do them in your kitchen, you can do it in the living room, you can do it outside at the park, you can even do it at work. But for you to do back, you need some kind of setup or some kind of equipment. That's why I like to start off my workout week by doing back exercises. With rows, you're able to work out all these muscles in your mid to upper back. I looked up this diagram and it's pretty consistent with multiple sites that you're working out all these muscles in your back. For me specifically, I feel it in my muscles all along my spine and in that heart shaped muscle right in your mid back. So I actually came across this exercise through watching fitness FAQs. Shout outs to him. I do mines on the gymnastic rings and I do 5 sets of 10. That's the magic number for me. And usually that's like a duration of 10 to 15 minutes. So the second exercise I'm going to talk about are shoulder rotations or face pulls. So back to muscle imbalances. Because of my bad posture, I end up getting pain in my right shoulder, essentially because my shoulder was getting misaligned. Mind you, this was supposed to be my strong shoulder because I'm right hand dominant. And so to rehabilitate this, I needed an exercise that focused mainly on my rear shoulder muscle. And face pulls basically does just that. Again, it's one of those exercises that are easy to neglect, but you shouldn't because your shoulder joint is one of the most important joints in your body. It allows your shoulder and your arm to move in all planes. But I was eventually able to strengthen my and further stabilize my right shoulder just by doing this exercise. Now I feel no more pain and my right shoulder is so much stronger. So I recently just started doing these shoulder rotations or face pulls on resistance bands. I used to do them on the gymnastic rings and it is possible, but it's just so much harder to track your progress because there's so many more variables to consider, like lean angle and the distance. So with the resistance bands, all you have to worry about is distance and how long you're holding that max tension, how long you're holding that position. So again, I'm doing 5 sets of 10 for each arm, and that usually takes 10 to 15 minutes. Muscles that are missed when you're doing my back exercise home routine is your lower back. Basically, the best way to work out your lower back is by doing deadlifts, Romanian deadlifts, or classic barbell deadlifts. Unfortunately, when you're doing calisthenics, it's hard to do deadlifts because all you have is your body weight. However, I do have an exercise that does work out your lower back, and I call it my bonus exercise. It's called Skin the Cat. So with Skin the Cat, it is a good overall core exercise. If you look when you're coming up, that's kind of like a dragonfly. You come around over your head, and then as you come back up from that bottom position, you're doing a hyperextension, which works out your lower back, kind of like when you're using one of those new contraptions that they're coming out with. So that's a very good core exercise. Only thing is, it does tax your grips a lot. It probably burns your grips even before you get a good core exercise. So you can only imagine if you're doing like 10 of these, you're probably already super fit or you probably just been doing it for a long time. So a lot of you guys are probably wondering, what about pull-ups? Well, pull-ups are the king of calisthenics exercises, and I haven't forgotten about them. They're for day number 2. All right. So, to all you fellow busy parents, please subscribe and join me for my next workout. So, guys,